one, go.
And welcome to the 2024 eSailing World Championship Final, and we are live from Sweden. Good stuff. I'm Alec Wilkinson.
And I'm Johan Sjöstrand, and we are here at Red Bull Gaming Center, the world's largest gaming center.
Yeah, really exciting place to be. It's icy cold in Stockholm right now, but we've had a very warm welcome from the gaming community here in the city.
Yep.
The competitors have arrived in Stockholm, each one bringing their unique talents and ambitions. Gathering at the hotel, there's an air of excitement as they prepare for the challenge ahead. As the first athletes arrive, we sit down for exclusive interviews, capturing their stories, their excitement, and their drive to take on the competition.
I am Lorenzo Sorrenti. I come from Genoa in Italy. My name is Carlos. I'm from Spain, Sevilla. I'm from Portugal.
My name is Tristan Perron. I'm a French guy from Brittany.
Before the championship this week, we took center stage at DreamHack, one of the world's biggest gaming festivals. Our exhibit drew crowds, offering an unforgettable glimpse into the world of competitive sailing. The countdown is on. Weeks of practice, strategy, and nerves have led to this moment. The tension is electric, and everyone is ready to prove they have what it takes. But we also explored the city of Stockholm together with the officials. The beautiful old town, the royal castle, and guards. To show the Swedish capital to the phenomenal athletes is an opportunity for the athletes to get to know each other. After a long day of preparations and anticipation, the competitors return to the hotel for one last night of rest, a chance to recharge before the battle ahead. The stage is now set for an unforgettable showdown. These athletes have poured their hearts into training, ready to sail not just for victory, but to represent their home countries and sailing clubs with pride. In this international arena, the competition is fierce, but it's about more than just winning. It's a celebration of passion, precision, and the timeless spirit of sailing. Tomorrow, the world will watch as they take to the waters. Let the challenge begin.
Well, it's certainly been a fantastic experience for these guys and girls. 12 now have been whittled down from the 12,000 players that began. 18,000 races have been competed in order to get to these last 12 players. And we're going to meet them very soon indeed. And Johan, what a fantastic experience, seeing these guys come from all over the world and enjoy their time in Stockholm.
Yeah, it's really cool, this event. We are here with all this. We can see the name. It's first their real names and then their digital sailor ID in the game. And we gathered here in Stockholm. Normally we do the e-sailing, everyone sitting in their own home or different places. But now we're gathering them here in one arena.
Yeah, fantastic. So 12 finalists representing 8 countries from 3 continents, all here in Stockholm. We've got 2 from France, Spain and Japan, and 1 player from Italy, Poland, Sweden, Brazil and Portugal. So really widespread, and it's great to see how eSailing is spreading right across the world.
Yeah, this is really cool, and we will have a lot of races today also. We'll have first 8 races and then the medal race, so a lot of games to watch here, a lot of sailing.
So there they are. Some of them are looking calmer than others. Of course, we've got some huge experience here. We've got world champions. Over in the pink shirt, you can see in the centre of the picture there, that's Azair, who is our defending world champion. But we've got Alex Kay, who won it the year before. We've got silver medalists, bronze medalists. We've got a huge number of Olympic finalists as well. But that is Tristan Perron, who you'll know as Azair, 25 years old, and this is his 4th final, I think, off the top of my head. So hugely experienced. And then at the other end of the experience scale, we've got the Swedish player here, who you'd pronounce better than me. And
Yeah, it's Sara Granberg
Thank you very
from
much.
Linköping in Sweden. SKR88 is her name. Yeah.
That's right. Who is a sailor who's on real waters, who's had a break, come back to the eSailing, and brings all that on the water experience to her eSailing gaming.
Yeah, and I think one of the cool things, and then we have 2 women on the starting line, and the other one is the Antilla Ankila, who is Antilla Priba,
Yep.
who is 30 years old and won the European Women's eSailing Championship in last year.
And that is our representative from Poland. Give us a wave.
And then we swapped over here.
So Carlos Parejo, 22 years old, from Spain, one of 2 Parejo brothers here at this final, and a former world champion at 21 years old. Well, what more can you say about Tristan Perron, about us there, 25 years old? There we go. We get a wave from him. The current world champion, then 4 times the finalist, also a silver medalist back in 2019. So hugely experienced. What's he going to do this time?
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Talking of experience, sitting right to his left there, from Japan, one of the world's only pro sailor, and Toshiki Kagure, KGR, 26 years old, hugely experienced, twice an Olympic finalist. He was here at the World Championship final in 2023, and we'll see if he can get on the podium this time. One of 2 Japanese representatives.
Yeah. And the next one we have over here.
Well, I know him as Chica de Mello, 30 years old, from Portugal, and also hugely experienced. Silver medalist in the World Championships in 2021 and an Olympic bronze medalist from the last E-Series that we had in Singapore. He'll be confident.
Yeah, shaking his head, but he's looking confident. And on the other side of the room...
yeah, so should say that we've got 6 players on one side of the room, and facing them are the 6 other players, including Harder, or Samuel Solano, from Brazil. Again, not his first World Championship final. Last year in the final, he felt he was a little bit nervous. He didn't feel like he'd performed to his best. He's worked on that. We'll see how well that pays off today.
Yeah. On his left-hand side, we have Ramon Parejo Palop, or from Spain also, the other brother, right?
Yep, the big brother, 30 years old, and silver medalist in the World Championships in 2020, and another Olympic finalist. So a huge amount of experience there. I wonder if he's given any tips to his younger brother. And talking of young, here is our youngest competitor, Kazuki Miyame, or Kazuki as he's known in the gaming world. And our man from Fukuoka is a big, avid 420 sailor. We'll see if he can bring that.
Only 17 years old and in the world final. Yeah.
Stunning. And sitting next to him is a guy who's only a little bit older, from Great Britain, Arthur Farley, races as F7, and has made numerous World Championship finals. 4th, I think this is his 4th. 2 silver medals. Can he go one better and go for gold this time?
We'll see.
Alex Kay, looking focused, concentrating, representing France. He's won the World Championship once before, 2 years ago. He lost it to Azaire last year. Could one of these 2 French players make it 3 gold medals in a row for French players in the World Championship finals? We shall have to see.
And the next one on his left side from Italy.
Lorenzo Sorrenti, 20 years old, Velista 42 or 42, as they say in Italy. World Championship finalist last year. Didn't make the podium. Will he do it this time? In a couple of hours, we will know. And multiple Italian national champion in eSailing. Why 42? It's his lucky number, apparently.
Yeah. So let's see if it gives him luck here, if he will be on the top of the podium. There they are, the whole list of 12 sailors.
So that's how they line up then, our 12 sailors. And this is the format of the day. The next couple of hours will unfold like this. Race 1 will be in the J70, one of the favourite e-sailing boats amongst gamers. And that is why we start and we will finish in the J70 with the medal race that is worth double points.
Yeah, and the second race later on will be the offshore races, and you see them all. We do a lot of different classes today to really see who is the best e-sailer in the world this afternoon. And we plan to be take about 2 hours to do all this. And remember, the first 8 races are counted. They get the same amount of points as they're placed in when they finish, but in the last medal race they get double points. So a lot of things can happen until the end of this afternoon.
The eSailing World Championship has been an intense, season-long battle, beginning in January and showcasing virtual sailing at its finest. Thousands of competitors from around the globe participated in a grueling campaign that spanned 32 unique challenges and more than 63,000 races. The competition featured a diverse array of boat classes inspired by world sailing events, including the Star, Nacra 17, Ilka, J70, 49er, and F50. This variety tested competitors' adaptability and strategic prowess, pushing them to their limits as they vied for a spot in the grand final. Through 3 demanding stages of qualifying and playoffs, the field of participants was steadily narrowed down. From a vast global fleet, only 12 elite eSailors have emerged, each earning their place in the grand final.
Well, not long to go to race 1 of this 2024 eSailing World Championship final. And it is in the J70, and it's going to be an upwind, downwind course, standard stuff. 23 knots of breeze, so should be good. And the other thing to bear in mind is a slight kind of change to the format, really, that comes with the venue, is we got shorter races.
Yeah.
And that means that the tactics and the strategy they go out with off that start line is going to be even more important than it would be in longer races.
Yeah, I heard here in the afternoon, just before we started, some of the competitors chatting with each other. I just saw it was so short races, and think some of them think it's a bit tougher to. This start will be really, really important for them to be able to be on top of the podium. And here we are, out on the water.
Yep, so top left corner, you'll get a countdown that'll kick in a moment. Once all 12 competitors are on the water and are in the arena, the race officials will hit start and we will get that starting sequence underway. The J70's been around since 2012 as a boat, really, as a light racing keel boat. And on real waters, you have crews of, 3 or more on it. Obviously, that's not the case here. And we will start shortly with an upwind leg, standard start, but watch out for the downwind legs, because that will often make the difference between winning and losing in the J70. So keep an eye out for that as we head up to that top mark. So here we go. We have 12 starters in that starting area, and very soon we'll get the go from the race officials. And yeah, the wind data will start being active as well then.
Yeah, and the start procedure is about 1 minute and 20 seconds. So when they push the button for start, we will pretty soon be going. And the starting line is the red thick line over there between the motorboat and the buoy. And it's really important for them now to find out where they want to be and position themselves when the start goes.
And for us, initially as well, it'll be it's great just to work out who's who
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, who's changed their livery on their boats? Who's changed the look of their boats since we last saw them in action, and who hasn't? And this boat here with the blue spinnaker, just practicing the spinnaker launch.
Yeah, and we see them now, all 12 boats out on the starting area, circulating around there, and waiting for the decision from the race officials to start this race. And very important for them now. As you said, the J70 is really important on the downwind. They are so sensitive for the dirty wind, so lots of things can happen. It's pretty much wind today also. It's about 20 to 23 knots in this race, so it will be interesting.
I love the concept that we've now got the sailors sitting on opposite sides of this big gaming room. There's a crowd between them, but they can look across and stare into each other's eyes, can't they? And see the fear or the confidence that's in their opponents' faces.
Yeah, I feel. I think you can touch the feeling out there between the sailors, and a lot of.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see the different approaches actually, because there are those that are always quite sort of laid back and relaxed, and those that get more tense, and you could feel that tension rising in the room just before we started. They got their final briefing, didn't they, from the race officials?
Yeah, and I hear beside us here that there are some technical issues. That's why we are waiting right now. We have had a disconnect of one of the competitors, and we need to get that sailor connected again. Now he's in again, and I hope that we can start this race really, really soon, as we all are waiting for it.
Yep, I was just looking down that left-hand side, and as you say, all 12 are now in the arena. So, if you were looking carefully as we were introducing those players, you'll have noticed that some have got keyboards in front of them. You know, they're playing off a PC. Others are playing off different devices. It's really a personal opinion. Yeah,
this game is you can choose. It's a free. First of all, to say it's a free game, so you can play it for free, and you choose on your own. You can have it as an application in your phone, or in your tablet, or on your computer. And myself, I like to play on the tablet, and I would never
oh, really?
do a competition like this on a computer, because the keyboard feels so strange. But on the opposite way, the guys who used to do on keyboard and computer, they don't do it on tablet. So it's a really personal thing, and they when they got the invitation here after the qualification, then they get to tell the organization if they needed a computer or not.
And how do you? What is it about the tablet you prefer? Is it just
I think when you used to the touch feeling and you hold the screen, I think that's one of the things. Then you use it, and yeah. And the phone, I don't get people playing on phone because they are so small. But yeah, you use the different things.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago we had a finalist from Australia who played on his phone. And the reason he played on his phone was because when the time he was kind of allowed, he had 2 young kids. Yeah. So the only way he could escape to do the training and all the qualification racing and so on was to go and sit on the toilet and do it. And only his phone was allowed him to do that. Yeah. So each to their own.
And we still have some technical issues. We lost one sailor and we're down to 11 for a moment. Now we're 12 again, and hopefully we can get stable race and do the start out here in this first race of the final.
The Lista 42 there, on just in that box on your screen. Looking fairly relaxed, actually. I thought we all went out for dinner last night. I thought he looked tenser last night than he does today. He seems, I think he's relaxed into this. I think he's really looking forward to representing his country here. And there's no mistaking the Italian boats, the Azzurra, and the light blue of Italy all over that sail.
It's always interesting with this type of competitions how they do the preparations differently to each other. Some of them they have been doing eSailing the whole afternoon here, sitting and training, and some other guys they were doing car games in the gaming center and thinking about completely everything else.
Chico de Mello there, representing Portugal. Again, the colours of the national flag. They make it easy for us to spot, you see.
Yeah, it's
pleased about
much easier when they're using their national
And-
design of their boats.
Yeah, we've just seen the Polish boat Santilla Aquila go out of shot at the top of the picture there.
Here we have one of the Italian boat, yeah. Yeah, they do their preparations circulating around. Here's the Chico.
Yeah, Chico de Mello's actually a pro sailor in real life. It's not just on virtual waters, sails a J70 professionally. So if anyone knows this boat really well, it is the man from Portugal.
He needs to be one of the favorites here for the first race.
Yep, I don't know if he can hear us, but we're just trying to put... Yes, he can. We're just putting pressure on him. Not just his eSailing reputation here, but his professional real waters reputation at stake here.
We get some questions here about how they are allowed to use any of the helps in the game, and they are. All the helps are available for them, like wind directions and stuff like that. So they are allowed to use them.
Although, of course, KGR of Japan is famously doesn't like using race helps. But they're there and they are available for them. This is his teammate, 17-year-old Kazuki.
Now they have pressed the starting button. I saw the race officials doing thumbs up to each other and counted down. We have 1 minute and 10 seconds to go to the start.
We are away at last in this World Championship as they now decide where they want to be. They're now getting wind data. You can see the wind speed working its way up there to around 26, 27 knots at the moment. And the direction you can see, if you're new to the game, look at the little mini-map in the top left corner, the red and white wind socks. They'll tell you where that wind is coming from off the start line. And they're bunching up on this right-hand side. Looks like they want to go from the committee boat end.
Yeah, it will be really tight up there. We see the Brazilian boat harder, and most to the right. Can be tight to get in there to the committee boat. Oh, there is another one. The pink one, Acere, yeah?
Yep. So Azer just coming to a halt, just wants to try and find room. He's being squeezed out there at that committee boat end. The Polish boat heading out towards the left, away from the traffic as we count down into the last 5 seconds. And the first race in the J70 of the 2024 World Championships is underway, and it's penalties as they cross that line earlier. They're going to have to go back and start again, but for those who got a clean start, it's a great advantage early on in this championship final.
Yeah, we have a really nice start on the left-hand side from F7 and Ramon. Ramon on there, Pareo.
So, the leading 3 boats on the left of your screen there, France first, second, with Britain in third. Which, by the way, happens to be how it all ended last year.
Yeah, this will be interesting. On the left-hand side, we can see Antilla Akira most out to the left, right now in 8th position, but it's really, really tight, so a lot of things can happen. I think it will be very important where the next shift is coming, the wind shift.
And the other thing about these shorter races than what we often have, we could go to 8-9 minutes sometimes on these races. You get more wind shifts, whereas obviously in a shorter race there are going to be less wind shifts. We may only get one. We may get one per leg. I don't know. Yeah. We'll have to see. But it does mean that the faster you react to the wind shift, the more advantage you'll gain, and the more it'll be worth in the long run.
Yeah, here we'll have interesting crossing from the left-hand side, and we have a penalty on F7.
So penalty for the British boat there in that first cross. We're looking at the top mark just coming into the screen as the bulk of the fleet head off to that right-hand ley line. It's the dotted line on your screen. As they're looking good.
Yeah, it will be really tight here for Alex K to come in here from pod. Yeah, he made it. It was... and we have another penalty now on...
Yeah, so KGR of Japan hits that top mark, picks up a penalty. What does that involve? That'll involve him being slowed down by the computer before he's released again to try and accelerate away. But Alex K rounds that top mark, launches his spinnaker and heads off downwind, followed by Arthur Farley, F7 of Great Britain, and Azair in third place.
Yeah, now it will be interesting to see here down when we have got a split of the top boats. Some of them jibe directly after the rounding, and some of them went to the other side. We see how they try to interfere with each other, send dirty winds on each other. Yeah, this can be really tight now down to the first gate rounding down the bottom of the course. We see here the one that got some space to the other boats. It is Alex K in that blue boat with a star in the Jennaker. He has a leading of about 40 meters. Really impressive first lap from him.
Yep, he looked confident at the start of the day. He's been here before. He knows he can do it, and he's proving that in this first race. And just as they're coming around there in third place.
We have a penalty on SKR 88, Swedish boat, in back of the group.
F7 still in the hunt. There's very little in it. Obviously a much faster downwind as they accelerated away, a little bit slower upwind, maybe giving them a little bit more time to challenge the boat in front. We've got a good two boats coming here off to the right-hand ley line as one of the Pereiros tacks away. But there we have first, second, and over on that left side is second place.
Yeah, now we see that F7 is tacking and crossing just ahead of us. Yeah, this will be interesting. It's tight again. Alex K lost the lead a little bit, and after he took down the Jennaker, and it's really tight now on the second upwind.
F7 hitting us there with his dirty wind. All that turbulence will risk slowing down the Frenchman. And Alex K, though, he's on the ley line to that top mark.
And it looks like we'll have a right-hand shift next to it, so that it will be advantage for Alex K on the right side. And now we can see he's clearly ahead of the other boats with about 20 meters to go to F7. F7 makes his tack there also. And we see here Alex K in the picture here in the right-hand corner. Looks really focused here for this last downwind now as he rounds the second upwind.
And playing on a mobile phone.
Yeah. Here they are.
Right, so our leaders are now round that top mark, and our leader, Alex K of France, is heading towards that finish line, and it's difficult to think of any of those chasing boats being able to chase him. What is interesting, though, is the battle for second between F7 and Azair. F7 is far enough away to be able to escape, but I think Azair is still in the hunt, but dropping back.
Yeah, the interesting will be now when F7 jives. Azair didn't jive either, so yeah, now I think F7 have secured the second spot.
So the J70 race 1 of the 2024 World Championship goes to France's Alex K. Second goes to Great Britain's F7, and France's Azair takes third place. Our defending champion crosses the finish line in third. A good result for KGR of Japan. Chico Pimello coming in fifth. The Brazilian Harder in sixth. We haven't actually mentioned him this race. He sort of quietly worked his way around the course. Then we've got Ramon in 7th, Kazuki in 8th. Confirmation of the results there, and look how close it was between those leading boats.
But what we can see that is that Alice K did is really, really good. He took the start, was the first one to cross the starting line, and was in the top the whole race. A really impressive start of this World Championship final from him. He looks a bit happy, but a lot of focus to the next race right here.
Lots of racing still to come. Another 8 races in total. 7 more standard races before we get to the double points medal race. And that scoreboard will be updated when it's all confirmed by the race officials.
Here they are.
No different from usual, where you have to wait for that confirmation. It's a long way to go yet to that medal race, but at the moment some of the favourites have definitely kind of drawn a line in the sand, really, and proved that they are the ones to beat.
Yeah, they really have, and we have a next race soon coming up. The race officials just need to do the preparations, and it will be the offshore boat, and a really nice, interesting race to come here also, with the light winds, we should remember. And this boat is a really big difference to sail in the light wind compared to the heavy winds.
Yeah, I mean, it's a much bigger, heavier boat than we're used to seeing in inshore racing, so you need to kind of sail it different, really, to avoid picking up penalties, because you need to allow more time and space for manoeuvres, so to avoid hitting people. So
yeah, and what the interesting thing with this, with sailing in an upwind downwind course, same type of course as last race, and the thing that when we have these light winds, only like about 13 knots in this upcoming race, that they are really sensitive to the dirty winds. In the more heavier winds, it doesn't matter so much, so it's important for them to keep their clean wind out there and their own track around the course.
like the J70, the offshore class, the advantage you can gain in that is downwind if you know how to use your wind shadows. So if you're out in front, you've always got the advantage to try and escape and lengthen that lead. So we'll keep an eye out on that. We're just waiting for everyone to be confirmed as in the arena. I can see there we have 12 boats present.
Yeah, and we have our race officer and the jury is keeping an eye of all the things happening out on the course, and that everyone is in and giving the race officials the order to start the race as soon as we are ready to go.
Let's give you a name check actually to our race committee. The PRO is Giovanni Molina of Venezuela, and part of that committee also is Anna Kucha of Italy, she's the chairperson, Suoro Zhang of China, and Germany's Stefan Jones is also sitting in the officials' chair.
Yeah, and now we're running starting procedure, about 1 minute to go for this second race.
Yeah, so let's have a look now as the wind data comes in. It looks like it's hitting that start line more or less the same direction as we had for the J70. So I think we're going to see them just bunching up on this right hand side, unless of course they decide to well, that penalty will be will have expired by the time we start, so let's not worry about that. But I wonder if that first race has taught them the lesson that maybe they need to spread out across that start line a little bit more.
The starting line looks really, really tight for them out there. It's not much margins between the boats, so they need to spread out as much as possible. We have a penalty here on Azur with only 14 seconds to go. That might be costful for him.
Yeah, he's just trying to force himself into the position he wanted to be in. Penalty cleared.
Yeah, so penalty on Carlos Pereira.
So
Yeah.
Race 2 in the offshore class is underway at these World Championships. A couple of penalties to start with, one for Kazuki and one for Carlos Parejo in the early stages of that. But we are now away. Everyone else is clear. And we work our way upwind.
We can see that they have a really big left shift here. The boats on the left hand side, they are already above the ley line, and this will be interesting up to the top mark because it can be really tight with the many boats on port coming in.
Yeah, and as we've said, so difficult to, or a little bit more difficult to manoeuvre than the smaller boats. So as they come in all bunched up, it's going to be good. And also you get a real sense of how much shorter the games are, these 4-minute games, because this first leg, they're already into the last 150 metres up to the top mark, and there's absolutely nothing splitting. The leading 5 boats, F7, 42, Velista 42, Chico Pimello is there, and the Swede are all in it. And who's going to pick up the penalties? Well, Azair picks one up. He never holds back. So he picks it up going round that top mark. We're going to see any more penalties as Chico Pimello takes the lead ahead of Velista 42. And SGR 88 of Sweden also in the mix here as they launch their spinnaker and accelerate downwind.
Yeah, and we see now in the lead Chico Pimello from Portugal and hunted behind them 42 and F7. We have a penalty in the back of the fleet on Ramon Parejo. But it's really tight between them now. We can also see that we have SGR 88 in 4th position. Impressive start from her in the second race here.
So the Italian breaks away from the procession because no one's going to overtake anybody else if they just follow each other down along downwind. And well, it looks like it's a move that has paid off for Velista 42. He's just inching ahead of the Portuguese.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Chico now down here on the downwind into the zone on the right-hand mark here.
It looks like they all want to take this right-hand mark as they come into the bottom gate for the first time. Chico Pimello regains the lead. Alex Kay picks up a penalty.
Yeah, he wanted to get into the zone there and get a mark room, but was not able to get in there and jive to port and wasn't able to keep clear then. So yeah, but still in the lead, Chico Pimello and 42 and then F7. And still a Swedish woman, SGR 88 in 4th position. Yeah, this will be interesting. We still have a big left shift to the left. And all of them sailing on port tack then.
Velista 42 of Italy, currently sitting in 2nd place. But you can see Arthur Farley, F7, in between those 2 leading boats. We'll see how that affects them as they come into the ley line and tack into that top mark. And F7 ducks down behind the Italian. So Chico Pimello of Portugal kind of brushing aside a very early penalty in the pre-start. And is still in the lead. Launches that spinnaker. 45-metre wind shadow. So the Italian will be affected by that. And that's why he jibes away over to the right-hand side of the course as we look at it down towards the finish line.
Yeah, they're really spread out here now in the top. Chico Pimello a long way to the left. In middle we have 42 and F7 more to the right. And now we...
Azair and Alex Kay fighting it out, and there we've got Azair, bottom left of the screen. He just manoeuvres away, trying to influence the SGR 88 of Sweden, but with his dirty air.
Yeah, and over here on the right-hand side now we have a tight crossing between F7 and 42, and the tight duel now down to the mark. Will F7 get mark room and come on the inside on the finish mark or not, but
Chico Pimello crosses the finish line to win this second race of the World Championship, just ahead of Italy's Velista 42. And then it's going to be another good result, podium finish for F7 of Great Britain in third, KGR in fourth, Ramon Parejo in fifth. And look at the penalties being given out at the back of the fleet between Kazuki and Parejo, Carlos Parejo.
yeah, it was a tight race once again. Only 25 seconds between the first and last boat. It's really tight for them.
But Chico Pimello led from start to finish, so again, just like race one, person who got out in front managed to lead all the way to the end.
And we see the final ranking in the right-hand side.
Look at Harder there on the third one down on the left-hand side. Had a dreadful first leg.
Yeah,
And lost places that he never managed to regain.
yeah, it's tough out there. It needs to get every maneuver and every rounding great.
Confirmation of the results then. Chico Pimello wins race 2, Velista 42 is second, and F7 is third. And a good result, just a few seconds behind KGR in fourth place. Defending world champion in fifth, SGR 88. One of our two female sailors in sixth, Alex Kay in seventh, Ramon Parejo eighth, Harder of Brazil ninth, Carlos Parejo in 10th, Antila Aquila of Poland was 11th, Kazuki bringing up the rear in 12th place, still only 24 seconds behind.
Yeah, it was a really, really tight race once again. A short race, as we said many times now. It's tight courses out there.
So we will do the maths and work out where everybody is on the leaderboard. But I think it's looking good for F7. Yeah, a second and a third place puts the Briton in first place overall, just by a point ahead of Chico Pimello. Alex Kay third as there in fourth. But in fact, KGR in fifth, all equal on points, third, fourth, fifth. So still really close and still plenty to sail for.
Yeah.
Well, we're not hanging around. We're already moving on to the next boat.
Yeah, and the next race number 3, that will be in the 49er class. Boat we know from the Olympics, one of the Olympic classes in sailing, and we'll have pretty much wind in this race. It's 23 knots, medium length of the course, and it's an upwind downwind course like the earlier races.
Yeah.
And the 49er, it's a quick boat. I think it's one of the toughest one to commentate because it's so quick.
It is, but also we've been talking previously about how important the downwind leg is on those bigger boats. On this smaller, faster boat, it's actually the upwind leg that makes the big difference.
Yeah,
because you can hit 23 knots downwind, 11 upwind. But it just means that those maneuvers are so much more crucial upwind.
Yeah, and it's really important for them to find the wind because it's very sensitive for wind gusts or not. So it's really important to find the gusts out there. And we can see the areas on the water with darker water. That means that there's more wind to come in there. And you can also see it on the type of radar or so on the upper left corner. There we can see areas of more wind to come. In this third race. And here we have Natalia Priba. His name is Aquila Antila from Poland. Sailing here, one of the two female sailors in
European
this event.
women's champion. Also a real sailor, likes the Europe class. Has an instructor and coach as well. So certainly knows her stuff and has proved that by qualifying for these finals.
Yeah, see her.
And
she's also sailing on a mobile phone, a small screen. We can see it there, and yeah, I'm impressed by those small screens and how they can maneuver around the marks there.
good posture though.
Yeah.
Yeah, holding it up.
Yeah. Exactly.
No neck ache.
Yeah.
Now, Yeah, we're into the countdown. So 1 minute to go to this third race of the World Championship final. We have all the sailors in, and they are right now just trying to get their heads round. Look, a slight wind shift. It's far more head-on. It's kind of shifted to more to the left. From the previous courses, so they'll be getting their heads around that, trying to decide where to start. And of course, because it's a smaller, lighter boat, they accelerate faster. So they'll be waiting to pull the trigger a little bit longer than we've seen on the bigger boats. But the other thing to remember is these short races are something new to these sailors.
Yeah, it's not what they sail most of the time. So they are.
It's all about adapting to the situation and the conditions, and that's what sailing's all about, isn't it? Here we go. They look a little bit close to that start line. They've managed to just hold on, but yeah, we've got some early starters there, and they're going to have to go back and start again.
Yeah, and also some late starters there. 3 of them were behind the other ones. That's not fast if you want to win the race. But the first one out of the starting area, that is F7, doing it to the best of them all.
It's like we've got the pack of cards and just threw them in the air at that start, and now they're all over the course and all over the place as far as positions are concerned. We'll just wait for them to settle, and then we'll work out who actually has the advantage right now on this upwind. But certainly F7 is looking good as he chases his first World Championship title.
In the lead into this race, after 2 races he's in the lead, and now in the lead of the third race. He wants to be on top there.
He does. He's had enough goes in World Championship finals. This is his 4th attempt, and come away 2 silver medals. So it's time for Arthur Farley to seal the deal.
Yeah, we'll see here now out from.
But I don't want to give the commentators curse to anyone. So it's too early to start trying to make predictions.
We'll see here he's looking to digging music there in his share there, but he's coming from the left hand side over to the starboard ley line now, meeting up with other boats here. Looks like we're going to have a more right hand shift here also, but this will be tight. 4 boats really tight in from the starboard ley line.
Yeah, and let's not forget the Swede coming in. Obviously, we'll need to put in a couple of tacks to get round. But our leaders right now, Alex K, F7. Chico Pimello coming in 3rd place around that top mark.
Nice rounding from SKR88 also. Took some room there between the boats.
And I wonder if this is now going to turn into a fascinating match race between the Frenchman and the Brit. Chico Pimello in 3rd place. Another good performance from him. But hey, there's the pink spinnaker of Azair, never far away from the leading pack.
Yeah, this will be interesting on this downwind. Alex K in the lead with 30 meters to the other boats, and there behind them it's really, really tight between F7, Chico Pimello and Azair. Down here, pink, grey and red Jennaker. And we see the next mark down there, gate rounding, to go in between them and choose one of them to round from the inside to outside. Yeah, this will be interesting. Here we see Francisco fully concentrated on this computer screen down here.
Yeah, but it's Alex K who's going to go through that gate in the lead, and look how close it is between 1st and 2nd as they head off to that right hand side. And I think F7 might have just pipped the Frenchman Alex K to the lead. We'll just wait to go back to that as we follow the back end of the fleet round that gate. So Chico Pimello here in 2nd place. Off to his right hand side is Alex K leading the fleet out, and he's managed to build a little bit of a lead from the Briton.
And what we can see now, they come in, the boats here on the left hand side coming into a big gust. The water is almost black now, and this is really fast for them compared to the other boats. And we see now Chico does attack here.
Yep, so who can take advantage of this puff that's come in? Doesn't look like it's going to last, but it may. If it does, they'll have it all the way downwind, and it's going to be a really fast final leg. So Alex Kay coming into that top mark now.
I think out from the rounding up here, out from the second market up there, it will be important to not do the jibe. I think it will be important to go for starboard for a bit after the rounding to go into this gust of wind. But we'll see how they think. Maybe they can catch that gust again on the downwind if they don't jibe too fast.
So Alex Kay ahead of Chico Pimello, F7 dropping back to third place in that final upwind leg as Alex Kay accelerates away with the launch of his spinnaker and heads towards the finish line. Chico Pimello trying to throw dirty air on third placed F7, who now manoeuvres off to try and get a clear breeze as they're right behind him in fourth.
Yeah, we see Alex Kay has a comfortable lead of about 80 meters, so he has clean air from no dirty wind from the other ones. But the question is about the other one. Sir is trying to catch the boats ahead of him, but the distance is a bit too much for him, I think. And his wind shadows doesn't reach over there.
Chico Pimello with the red sail looking closer in a better place position on that ley line. But F7 has just manoeuvred onto the ley line ahead of the Portuguese, and the Portuguese is losing distance on the French as well. But Alex Kay, the 2022 world champion, wins his second race of these world championships. F7 takes second, Chico Pimello third, and Azair with a really good fourth place. The list of 42 we just saw coming into the finish, crossing the line there.
At 11th position, yeah?
Yep.
That's
well, let's have a look. There's the ranking. So France, Great Britain, Portugal, France, with Kazuki in 5th. So good result there for Kazuki. The young man from Fukuoka.
yeah, his best result so far today.
And if you're watching in Japan, I know it's not pronounced Fukuoka, but I spent a long time with Kazuki trying to learn how to say that, and it's no good.
Yeah, but we can see for doing a drop down to 11th position. Not what was expecting from him. Yeah, interesting. And the guys, they're working on the total results, calculating them, and we'll soon have them for you at home.
So at the moment, those leading places being fought out between these two guys who are sitting side by side out on the in the arena. You've got Alex Kay on the right of your screen, F7 on the left of your screen, and Chico Pimello is across the room. Those are our leading three players. And there we go, confirmation of how the leaderboard looks after 3 races. F7 of Great Britain still holding on to that number 1 spot. Alex Kay moves up into second. Chico Pimello down to third, but equal on points with Alex Kay. And Azair in 4th place. And the others now are going to have to be careful because the leading 4-5 boats are beginning to pull away. 5 points separating 5th from 6th.
Yeah, now it's time for the 4th race, and this race will be in the F50. It's a boat that we know from the Sail GP series, and really cool ones. Catamaran, who's doing it really fast out there, and we'll have pretty much a wind. 24 knots is predicted out on the area, and we have a totally different course compared to earlier. This is a reaching start, so they start with a wind from the into the side of the boat and with a big speed from the beginning, and the start will be really important for them to not have too much wind shadow from other boats and to be fast out there to reach the first mark in the top.
And it is, appropriately enough, a Sail GP weekend on the real waters, so it's only right that we have our own little F50 competition here in the eSailing World Championships as well.
And this is the other type of boat that we're sailing 2 races. We're sailing 2 races totally in the J70 and 2 races in the F50. So it's a really important boat to know well and be fast in for the competitors here. We have 11 boats out on the water waiting for the 12th to connect. And before we can start this race. Another add to this type of course and class is this boundaries out there. We see this white line goes around course. They are not allowed to enter the white one. The yellow one is like a warning, and the white one, when they enter there, they get a penalty. So it's important for them to tack or jibe before they enter those.
Yeah, it adds to the intensity of the racing. Already you've got super fast boats flying around the course, and then to restrict them as well within the boundaries really just increases the intensity and the excitement of the racing, but also how just reactive and quick thinking you have to be as an eSailer.
Yeah, we see the course area here, and this boat doesn't have any downwind sail. It's the same two sails on the upwind and downwind. Also interesting to know there. Yeah, and we still have some waiting for the race to start. They have some, looks like they have some technical issues in preparing and fixing, yeah. Before the race officials can start this race.
Yeah, very important that it's a level playing field, and I mean that technically, that everyone is happy and ready to go and have the right speeds and connection that they need to compete fairly. Just in the same way as, I don't know, in an Olympic regatta, you'd want to try and have fair conditions as possible before you start the race. But right now, we have 12 players in the arena, but the race committee will be triple checking that everything is fair and ready to go.
Yeah, we saw there in the corner, we saw Sara from Sweden, one of our female sailors, and here we have Ramon from Spain, waiting and preparing for the next race, the fourth race of today. And the plan is to do 8 races and then the final medal race, and everyone will qualify and sail the medal race, but with the twist is that in last race we have double points, so a lot of things can still happen. 5 races plus medal race to come here before we can start.
Ramon Parejo, the 30-year-old policeman who's just moved to Seville actually, and is hugely experienced, and he's looking pretty calm there actually, just watching the world go by, not getting involved in anybody else's technical problems, just letting them get on with it. So this is race 4. We'll get out and chat to some of the leading players after this race, before we then have races 5, 6, 7 and 8, and then they get a break before we move on to the medal race. This is the F50 then. We will be racing this again as race number 8, so it is crucial that they feel confident in this fast boat, because it'll be their last chance, race 8, to qualify for the medal race if they're hanging, if they're too far behind.
We've got an interesting question here in the chat on the YouTube about where to start. If it's better to start in one of the ends of the starting line. I said if we go out here and ask them, I think we'll get 12 different answers. You can start to leeward to the left-hand side of the starting line and have an inner spot to the mark, but it's really important that you then time the starting correctly, because if you are like 2 seconds late, then everyone will pass you with the wind shadow and you just park the bus there. If you start to the right hand side, it's a big risk that you are in the outer position on the mark and gets behind, but it's a bit more safe, because if you are a bit late, then you still have your speed and free wind up there.
And equally, if you hit that reaching mark, and you can get there really fast, but if you're out of position and you then smash into 3 other boats, then you've had it. There's no point in getting there fast and out of control.
No. And so it's not an easy answer from the questions, and I think everyone has their own type of favorite start to do in this type of course. So we still have, we can see beside us here is a lot of discussions between the race officials and the jury and so on about how to do when we are ready to start. There are some technical issues going there with the connection for one of our sailors.
Carlos Parejo, 22 years old. It's interesting, isn't it? The Parejo family, they're 7 brothers. And, well, I've lost count of how many have actually made it to World Championship finals, but I can think of 1, 2, at least 3 of them, maybe 4. And Carlos is the second youngest of the 7.
So maybe more to come then in the future.
Well, that is a. I don't know.
More brothers to come in the eSailing Championship.
Yeah, at least one more.
Yeah.
But of course, Carlos has won the championship. He has been world champion in 2021 when, because of COVID, we streamed and competed remotely. And it's one of those huge, memorable moments from eSailing World Championships when he won. The tears of joy, the excitement. It was wonderful to witness, especially at a time like the world was going through, during COVID.
Yeah, still a lot of discussions going on here, preparing and discussing how to handle this. So we don't know exactly what the problem is, but there are some issues the race organization is handling out there.
So we're missing one player at the moment in the arena, and it's one of it's the British player, F7.
Yeah, it's him we're missing.
Who is our overall leader at the moment. Silver medalist, the last 2 World Championships, F7.
It looks like they decided to close down the race and start a new one. Try if we have better luck with the connection then.
Wherever you're watching us, if you're watching us on YouTube, feel free to get in on the chat and ask us any questions. We won't necessarily know the answer, of course.
but we'll do our best.
We can at least read it out, and maybe someone else will know the answer.
And here we see the game Virtual Regatta. As we said earlier, it's a free game for everyone to play online or as an app in tablet or phone. So it's really nice to test it out if you haven't done it before. After the final today, of course, you should follow us on whichever channel you like, and then you can try the game afterwards and compete with the best ones.
Yeah, actually, if you're new to sailing as well, or if you're an e-sailer, and it's a great way to learn how to sail real boats on real water. And there are a lot of pro sailors, a lot of Olympic sailors who spend that time that we all spend sitting there waiting for wind. Often they'll sit in the boat park and play e-sailing, and in many ways, it helps hone their skills. In fact, out in the actual gaming arena right now, we do have some young Olympic sailors from national squads. So it's a great way to get into the sport and to hone your skills.
Yeah, it really is, and so take a chance and try it later on. But follow us here. As we said earlier, we have planned to do 8 races plus the last medal race, and so we hope that we still can go on with the next race here. We can see the result here. It's F7 from Great Britain in top, only 2 points separating him and Alex K and Chico Pomelo. And it's no discards to you who are used to other types of sailing, where we maybe discard races. No discards here. All races counts in the total score later on in this afternoon.
And just going back to what we were saying about real sailing, well, you've got Arthur Farley there, F7 in first, and Alex K, Alexandra Kowalski in second place. Both of them are part of their national squads.
We shall have a short commercial break, and we'll soon be back here again from Red Bull Gaming Center in Stockholm.
I think that to do this, you have to be mad.
It's not just a race, it's an adventure. And we're the last few adventurers.
Il n'y a pas vraiment de mots pour définir cette course. Il faudrait presque un dictionnaire entier.
Well, here I am the second time in the Vendée Globe, and I thought I would be more relaxed, but I'm not.
Tellement ça peut être long et difficile à des moments.
There are risks in the race like the Vendée Globe, so all you can do is manage these risks.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel out there, so much is unknown.
Moi j'essaye toujours de me dire, l'inconnu, c'est une opportunité pour que ça reste positif quoi, et que ça paralyse pas de peur.
Et aussi une des plus grandes aventures humaines qui reste sur la planète.
That's when you know we're mad, when I say I talk to my boat. It's more than a friend, it's your whole planet.
I really struggle to be alone, but I also really like to challenge myself.
We're the first sailors to semi-fly around the world.
It was a 3 years preparation for the team, but at the end, I will be alone. Quand on a touché le fond, on ne peut pas descendre plus bas, on lâche rien et on se bat jusqu'au bout, comme dans la vie en général.
You have to raise the Vendée Globe for yourself. It has to be for you.
I think that to do this, you have to be mad.
It's not just a race, it's an adventure. And we're the last few adventurers.
Il n'y a pas vraiment de mots pour définir cette course. Il faudrait presque un dictionnaire entier.
Well, here I am the second time in the Vendée Globe, and I thought I would be more relaxed, but I'm not.
Tellement ça peut être long et difficile à des moments.
There are risks in the race like the Vendée Globe, so all you can do is manage these risks.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel out there. So much is unknown.
Moi, j'essaye toujours de me dire, l'inconnu, c'est une opportunité pour que ça reste positif, quoi, et que ça paralyse pas de peur.
Et aussi une des plus grandes aventures humaines qui restent sur notre planète.
That's when you know we're mad. When I say I talk to my boat, it's more than a friend, it's your whole planet.
I really struggle to be alone, but I also really like to challenge myself.
We're the first sailors to semi-fly around the world.
It was a 3 years preparation for the team, but at the end, I will be alone. Quand on a touché le fond, on ne peut pas descendre plus bas. On lâche rien et on se bat jusqu'au bout, comme dans la vie en général.
You have to raise the Vendée Globe for yourself. It has to be for you.
Well, welcome back. I was just watching that Vendée Globe film, and it's a fascinating race. And we're talking about how close this eSailing World Championship final is. Well, the Vendée Globe is proving pretty close as well at the moment. I think it's 150 miles-ish separates the top 10, and they've been sailing for, I think it's 2 weeks today. That's incredible. We are back with you live from the Red Bull Gaming Sphere in Stockholm. I'm Alec Wilkinson.
And I'm Johan Sjöstrand.
Thank you very much. I told him a long time ago I was never going to attempt his surname. I try. I tried once, and you went, yeah, that's enough. So Johan and I will take you through the remaining races of this final of the World Championship. We have had 3 races overall at the moment. In the lead by 2 points is F7 of Great Britain. Then in second and third, but equal on points, are Alex K and Chico P. Mello. But we are talking about how close it is. Look at that. So 10 points separates first from fifth. It's those below that, I think, Johan, that are going to have to be careful now. In this middle part of the competition, they really got to stay in touch with the leading pack.
But I think it will be really important during these 8 first races in the Grand Series to keep it simple and straight in the results. You don't allow to be in like 10th, 11th position or even 8th. Then it will be really, really tough out there.
Consistency is key, as we always say in sailing, whether it's on virtual waters or real waters as well.
And the plan now is to do 5 races in a row, pretty quick. Was the Race Officers World here before we started, and hopefully then have time for all planned 9 races.
Just to keep you, across what's happening, we took a break because there was a technical issue that meant some of the sailors weren't actually able to see the boundaries as we begin our countdown to the start of this F50 race number 4. Which ironically we were discussing the importance of those boundaries and how that really adds intensity to the racing, because these boats are fast, they're also pretty big, and so to stick them in an arena with boundaries, cross the boundaries, you get a penalty. That adds to the intensity and the pressure. So sitting at the back here, right stopped, is the Brazilian Harder, and you can see they are looking down on that reaching start towards the first mark, where it's a left turn downwind for a short downwind leg. Right, we've been asking you on the Discord servers who you think is going to win, who you think who your favourite is for another World Championship, and Azair comes out on top, only just, in our survey of Discord. The Frenchman Azair, who's currently sitting in 4th overall, 5 points behind the leader F7. More on that in a moment, because right now we're just a few seconds away from the start of this 4th race of the World Championship.
This will be really, really tight up to the starting line. and everyone was on the right. Oh, we had one early starter there in the Spanish one.
Yeah, Ramon Parejo picks up a penalty. He's now at the back of the fleet as they come into the first round. Here we go, and the left, and it looks like they clashed, and the penalty goes to the Italian Velista 42, and that'll see him slow down and lose a lot of places. Chico Pimello, though, out in front yet again. He's having a good time here. KGR of Japan, Azer in third, SGR 88 of Sweden in fourth. They're through that gate for the first time, and now the first of the long legs, and this one is upwind.
Yeah, we have a long upwind leg now, passing the first mark and up then. It's really the boundaries come into play. It's need to plan your attacks very well, and you also have the option to go out on the right hand side to the start towards the starting area to the long attack there. Maybe that's better, but we can see now it's up on the radar screen to the left, and also on this view it's more wind to the right in the area they are entering right now.
And in these very fast boats, the trick is to try and, as the Japanese boat goes right up to the boundary there, the trick is to try and restrict the number of maneuvers that you put in, because every maneuver costs you time and distance. So it's all about getting your ley lines right, picking your route and minimizing the maneuvers as they now spread out right across the course, still heading upwind to that gate number 2.
Yeah, up here now to the left hand side of the ley line, and we can see it's Chico Pimello in the lead, taking the tack there, crossing his ahead of Azer and KGR from Japan. Up here now on the right hand mark there we have Chico Pimello in the lead. He got a pretty big lead to the other boats.
SGR 88 of Sweden picking up a penalty.
Yeah, now we have a long downwind here.
And Chico Pimello's exactly where he wants to be. Out of trouble, away from the rest of the fleet, away from other people's wind shadows. He can just sail his own race and focus on himself. But what's happening behind? He's being chased by Azer.
Yeah, we see him now here coming close to the boundaries, doing a jibe, pointing towards in the middle of the gate down there. Here back in the fleet we have the Alex K, who is before this race in second position in the total results.
And it looks like F7, we just caught a glimpse of him speeding past Alex K as Chico Pimello heads onto the fifth leg of this race. Chico Pimello out in front. F7 has done well to move up the fleet because he was languishing round about 7th and 8th early on in this race, was our overall leader. But Chico Pimello still out in front, but Azer closing the gap. He's half the distance between himself and the leader. KGR is also in the hunt in third place.
Yeah, up here on the left-hand side, we can now see Chico Pimello in the lead, Azer in the second, and then crossing just behind them there is KGR from Japan. All three top bows on the left side of the course. And we can see also it's more wind out here on the left-hand side, so everyone wants to be there. It's really tight between the boats right now.
Yeah, you can see, as Johan said, on the mini-map at the top there, the left side is slightly darker, so the breeze is stronger.
I think for them who are not so into the eSailing, we can see this area of white water around the boats. That's the wind shadow from the boats, a dirty wind that you don't want to be in. It's popular these days to buy things on second hand, but you don't want to buy the wind on second hand. You want new, nice, clean wind.
Yep, no turbulence as Chico Pimello is round and through gate 4, and he's now thinking about where that finish line is. KGR and Azer battling it out for second and third, and then it's a long way back to Carlos Parejo and F7.
Yeah, we see them here rounding the last upwind mark. It's a short downwind now to the last mark into the finish, and Chico Pimello is doing it really well here.
Yeah, Chico Pimello on the reach to the finish, and look at the advantage he has over 300 meters from Azer. Really fast downwind was Chico Pimello. Azer is going to be second, just ahead of KGR. And look at this battle for 4th and 5th between Carlos Parejo and F7 of Great Britain, and this could prove crucial to whether F7 remains our overall leader. He has to make do with 5th. Alex K comes in 6th, then comes Kazuki.
Yeah, really interesting these results now for the total results.
Disappointing result, I think, for the Italian. We'll wait for this to scroll up, see where he finished. So confirmation then of our leading 7 there. Antila Aquila in the end getting 8th, Velista 42 in 9th, Harder of Brazil 10th, Ramon Parejo 11th, SGR 88 of Sweden 12th.
Yeah, and they're doing the total calculation of the results. Interesting it will be to see. Maybe we'll have a change of the total leader after this race. Chico Pomelo did it really good, as on the same time his opponents on top did a little bit worse race here.
Yeah. So Chico Pomelo really hitting form here in Stockholm at the moment. And we've commented already on how relaxed he looks and just what a good time he seems to be having. And I think that that really plays a big part in performance.
Yeah, here's another one of our sailors.
This is
F7, right? Yeah.
Yep. F7, not Alex K. It's
No,
F7.
F7.
The man to catch going into that F50 race. And I fear for him that he has been caught. And I think we're going to see Chico Pomelo take the overall lead. But points are being counted. And when they're official, we'll let you know what they are.
Yeah, and we've now done half of the races in the normal series. And we're doing first 8 races and then the last medal race. Later on this afternoon. Here we have 2 others, Carlos Parejo and Acer from Spain and France, waving to the audience. We like that.
Acer trying to close the gap on the leader, sitting in 4th going into that previous race. Carlos Parejo, our world champion a few years ago, in 2021, currently sitting 11th. And running out of time and races, really, to try and work his way up to the leading pack. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to the next race. And the next boat, we're only going to see this once. It's the Ilka. Or the Laser.
Yeah.
Depends on your point of view. Sailed right round the world, pretty much in every country you can imagine. And one of the oldest Olympic classes currently. You know, it's been in the games since Atlanta, back in 1996, before a lot of our gamers were born.
Yeah, very much like that. And we only have 30 seconds to go for this start now. You and I, we can see the result beside here, and we can just confirm that it is Chico Pomelo who is in the lead now with 2 points to F7 in second position. But now, 17 seconds.
So here we go in the Ilka, a 10-second countdown to the start of race number 5 in these 2024 World Championships in eSailing. And they are away. And actually, we have some penalties there.
Chico Pomelo, Harder, and 42.
They go back, they start again. They have time, though, in this boat to close that gap. And if they've got their strategy and tactics right, we've seen Chico Pomelo, in fact, he had a penalty start in one of the earlier races and came back to win the race. So it's doable.
Yeah, I think one of the funny things with this boat is this one is the only one who is on a one-person dinghy. So it's one person doing the eSailing and then also one person doing it in the real life. Up here on the upwind, it's tight between those 6 first boats. You can see here closest to us, it is Kazuki from Japan, and Acer here on the starboard side of the course.
just the one sail on the laser. So boat for all rounders, and a great one to start eSailing in if you want to give it a go. And maybe you've been excited by the fast boats like the F50 or the 49er. Maybe just bide your time and start on the laser. And once you've mastered that, then move on to the faster boats. But what do I know, eh? That's my tip for the day.
Yeah.
Choose to ignore it.
And one of the tricky things with this boat is the sensitivity for the wind shadows on the downwind. And so a lot of things can happen on the downwind, especially in these tight races where they give wind shadows to a lot of boats. We get a question here of the sailors if they are actual real sailors on the real waters, and we can answer yes on that one. And I think all of them are sailing in different ways, or many of them at least.
I think most of them do sail. Some of them at high levels. Some of them are in their national sailing squads. Alex Kay, for example, and F7. Sail for France and for Great Britain. I know Alex Kay was involved in the French America's Cup team as well, working on all their data analysis, of which there was a lot in those 2.5 months in Barcelona. So yes, they are, is the answer to your question. They are real sailors as well as virtual sailors. But right now the focus is on that leading boat as they follow Azair into the top mark. Kazuki is going to take that second place, just ahead of his teammate KGR.
We had a penalty on Alex Kay and Antila Akila. Antila Akila did try a really tough maneuver there on port, but it didn't make it and got a penalty. But a really good start from Mazur, 56 meters after the first upwind. Is that enough to not keep out of the wind shadow?
Downwind
yeah,
they go.
It looks like that.
They'll be hitting it around about 11 knots as they head downwind. KGR here hitting over 14, so going really fast and on the ley line to gate 1.
It's a big gust right now for all of the boats down here on first downwind.
Azair is already round, heading upwind for the final time. We're at the halfway point of this race, and it's Kazuki in second, KGR of Japan in third. Alex Kay's moved up to fourth, side by side with F7.
Yeah, we should have a look up there on the top in this fleet. We have Azur in the top, followed by Kazuki and KGR. 2 Japan boats on the podium in this race right now. As you can see now, they are going out on the more to port side, left side of the course, because we have this darker area on the water, and it's important for them to be out there in the more winds. Maybe we can also have a left port shift out here on the left side later on, and then will be advantage to be on this side.
Kazuki on the screen there is competing in his first World Championship final, just 17 years old. But again, another normally sails a 420 on the real waters at Fukuoka Sailing Club. Quite a fine sailing city is Fukuoka. It's hosted the America's Cup World Series a few years ago. I remember going to that. Exciting stuff it was too.
Yeah, we can see now most of the boats taking over to port tack. Here the top 3 boats, they have passed the ley line and pointing now on the second upwind mark here. And also going into a bit more winds. We can see the water getting darker and darker up here. I think it will be important on the downwind to find a track down with most winds now, because it's and on the last downwind it was like on the whole fleet, but now it will be a bit more on the right side here for them.
So Azair comes into the top mark for the final time before heading downwind to the finish. He's currently sitting third overall in the overall standings. In this race, second place is Kazuki, third place is going to KGR, and really, if the 2 Japanese players play it safe, I can't see how those positions are going to be lost as Azair heads towards that finish line, and this will move him up the leaderboard, because Chico Pimelo, who is our overall leader right now, is now sitting in 12th place, right at the back, and F7, who is second overall, is sitting in 8th. So I think we're going to see a real reshuffling of the leading pack. Oh, look at those flashing red.
Chico Pomelo got a penalty there also. He didn't need more shit in the back. Yeah, this will be really interesting for the total results after this 5th race. But this one is doing it really great.
So here is our defending champion crossing that finish line. Azer takes race number 5 in the Ilka.
And here we can see F7 in 8th position, falling back in the fleet. Yeah, this will be interesting.
Great result for Natalia Priba and Tila Akila, the Polish sailor. Alex Kay finished in 5th place in the end. And there, that battle for 7th, 8th and 9th. And in the end, Carlos Parejo taking 9th, F7 taking 8th. And Harder of Brazil.
Yeah, we'll waiting and see. Here we have the confirmation of the results, and we'll later on have the total results calculated. Yeah, many of the top boats further down in the results in this race.
So, Azer, our defending champion, suddenly moving his way back up into the top. To the top of the leaderboard with that result, and I just wonder whether he's finally found his stride in this final. Another disappointing result for Velista 42 with a 7th place finish, and that's where they stand after 5 races out of 9. Azer, with a 5-point lead now, has moved into top place. Alex Kay in 2nd, so it's France, 1st and 2nd. F7 equal on points with Alex Kay in 3rd place. And Chico Pomelo, who has led for quite a while in this final, has now dropped to 4th place. And those 2 good results for the Japanese have seen them move into 5th and 6th.
Yeah, this will be interesting. We discussed it earlier if France would be able to win a 3rd win in a row, and right now they're on the top 2 positions. This will be interesting to follow here in the last 4 races.
Yeah, France, such a dominant country in eSailing. They had 4 finalists competing in last year's grand final, so 2 is pretty impressive, but last year's 4 was extraordinary, really, and they came away with a gold and a bronze.
Yeah, and we're now preparing for the next race. It's
back to the 49er.
Yeah, also in boat we're doing 2 races within this day. 23 knots and up in the medium course, same as the last time we did it, both wind and course. And yeah, it's a quick boat, and important to find the wind and the gusts on the course for them. The Olympic class we know from the Olympics this summer.
Yeah, if you want to get ahead in this class, you got to do it, or your best chance is really on the upwind. You can make 20 to 30 meters on your opponents as they maneuver on the upwind leg. So we're waiting for all 12 sailors to confirm they're in the arena. It looks like they are, so the race committee will just be counting down to the start very imminently. And the breeze looking, well, yeah, we have to wait for that to be activated, but we're expecting it to be around about 23 knots. And I think that's is that Stockholm in the background?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know really, but the game says that. So
it looks a lot sunnier than Stockholm.
Yeah, it's not. It's not
maybe
Stockholm
in summer.
Yeah, not Stockholm in November for sure. It's you found first week of snow here in Sweden to come for this final.
Oh, it's the first week, is it?
Yeah, I think we got the snow like Thursday or something this week. Yeah.
Well, it's very it adds to the atmosphere of the city. It's very feels very Christmassy with all its lights.
Yeah, it was really nice, and Stockholm are working a lot with these Christmas decorations around the city here, and you have seen during this weekend.
Well, we were just looking at Kazuki, the 17-year-old from Japan, sitting 6th overall. That's his boat. That's the one, if you're supporting him, that's the one to keep an eye out for in this 6th race in the 49er. And Japan has huge pedigree in eSailing. And his teammate, KGR, is instrumental in that. He's a founding member of a lot of the virtual regatta clubs and competitions in Japan.
I want to tell a little bit about it this weekend. We have had a lot of eSailing in Stockholm this weekend. We have this final here at the Red Bull Gaming Fair, but we also have this DreamHack going on, the world biggest gaming fair. Has moved to Stockholm this winter, and we have been there with the Swedish Sailing Federation during the whole weekend and teach and getting new people to try this eSailing. And a lot of them are really interesting and have registered their account and installed the app and register their account. So we hope to see many new eSailors out there on the water that we have recruited from DreamHack and also this event, of course. We have a lot of spectators out here.
We do, and they are sandwiched in between the sailors who are kind of facing off at opposite ends of the room. In between them are the gaming fans and their supporters. Some have come with family and Federation reps as well. So a good atmosphere in the gaming room. We're just waiting to hear what is being debated out there at the moment that's holding up this 6th race.
Yeah, both race officer and jury have been out there, but now we got the thumbs up and race officials are counting down. There we are, the start procedure is running.
So this is race 6 in the 49er. I'll tell you what's coming up. It's race 7 after this in the NACRA. Then we have another F50 race. And then the medal race will be in the J70. So the race, the boat we started in will be the boat that we finish in and may well decide who is our world champion. That's the medal race, double points in the J70. But right now, let's focus on race 6. We're into the final minute before the start. And this is going to be fast and furious in the 49er.
Yeah, 40 seconds to go. We see most of the boats are on to the right hand side, to the stop side on the committed boat end. And this will be interesting. It might be tight there to get into the starting area for them. And remember, Sir is in the lead, followed by Alex K and F7 in 3rd position.
Yeah, I mean, that previous Ilka race was crucial to the overall standing. So Azair with Azair in pink of France, he is our overall leader. He's the man to catch. But right now the clock is ticking. We're into the final few seconds and they're being a little bit more cautious this time than they were the first time, holding back, don't want to cross over early, but still penalties as they bump into each other. The Japanese and the Brazilian goes back and they start again.
Yeah, 5 or 6 penalties down there. It was really tough for them, but the one who got best start was Alex K. They're right now 2nd in total results. And also Chico Pomelo did a really good start. The two of them out on the left-hand side here, together with F7 and it's the Swedish one, SKR88, out on the left-hand side. Good start from the 4 of them.
And they're heading out to the left because there's a puff of breeze out on that side of the course. And when they hit the ley line, you'll see them speed up on that left side. And most of the fleet has gone that way.
Yeah, now on the left-hand side we can see them do the attack. We had a port shift there, so now they are past the ley line out on here. So Alex K is pointing to the mark, and probably only going for one tack up to the mark. Yeah, this will be interesting. Alex K have done really good first upwind here. Good start and good speed out there.
Well, it was all about grabbing that puff when you could, because it's now beginning to fade and the wind has dropped 2 or 3 knots from earlier on in this first leg. But they're coming up to the top mark for the first time. Chico Pomelo nicely placed, but not as well as Alex K of France, who tacks around and comes around that mark in first. SGR 88, a good positioning from her in third place. Carlos Parejo in fourth, F7 in fifth.
Yeah, Alex K is still doing this well. Now we'll see. Can he keep out of the wind shadows? Chico Pomelo did a jibe, but wanted to try and track down this downwind instead. So here they are. SGR 88 in third position right now. Her best position so far in this competition this day. And here we are a bit back on the fleet. F7 out on the other side of the course. And together with, I think it's KGR from Japan and Acer with the pink Jenaker.
But it's Alex K who's out in front, coming to the end of this first downwind leg. Chico Pomelo doing the chasing, trying to keep out of that dirty air and trying to inflict it on Alex K. But Alex K is round safely and will now accelerate upwind. Chico Pomelo second. Here comes Carlos Parejo, now in third. SGR 88 just holding on to that third place, but it's just a few meters in it. F7 in fifth.
Yeah, she's doing this well. Sarah from Sweden, SGR 88, and here we have the leader right now, Alex K from France, in second position into this race, but good chances to climb to the top after this one. Chico Pomelo does the tack there, and the SGR 88 is continuing more out to the right-hand side of the course.
Yeah, that's a good shot that gives us a good idea of how the boats have spread out across the middle of the course.
Yeah, we can see here SGR 88 right now, according to the graphic, climbed to the second spot. This will be really, really tight between her and Chico Pomelo. Sarah in SGR 88 out crossing the right ley line right now. Falling down a bit in the results graphic, but yeah, Chico is ahead of her. It is Alex K in top, Chico Pomelo in second, and then SGR 88 in third around this second top mark.
So Sarah Granberg of Sweden, SGR 88, is round. Really good position from her. It's about she's often in that leading pack or close to it. It just hasn't been pulling off the results overall though, but maybe she can do it this time and finish in the top 5. Right now she's sitting in third. So Alex K is breaking away and increasing his lead at the front. Chico Pomelo, for him it's all about staying in touch with the overall leaders. Azer in 6th place at the moment. So this is going to be interesting with Alex K, who's second overall, winning this. Will it be enough? Has he got enough boats between himself and Azer to take the overall lead? Chico Pomelo in second of Portugal. SGR 88 still holding that third place.
Yeah.
So another victory for Alex K.
Looks really good for Sarah in SGR 88. She will take the first female podium position this day.
Yep, good results for Sarah Granberg of Sweden. SGR, her initials, 88, year of birth, just in case you're wondering. The Italian just sneaks in there at the pin end of the line. Alex K, Chico Pomelo, SGR 88, confirmation of the top 3. Just a second between third and fourth. Azer, our overall leader, finishing 6th. 5 places behind the winner. So will that be enough? Will we see a change at the top of the overall leaderboard? A good result for Harder of Brazil.
Yeah.
That is his second best finish of this final. KGR in 8th, Kazuki in 10th. They'll be disappointed with that after their second and third in the previous race.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see these results now. The top how it changed in top. Here is Sarah, happy with his with her race here, third position in race number 6.
Experienced sailor out on the waters, been eSailing for 2 years. So this is the overall leaderboard after 6 races. Alex K goes on top, equal on points with Azer. So close between those two French sailors. Chico Pimelo has moved back up to within 2 points of them. F7 drops to 4th. And then KGR and Kazuki are 5th and 6th. And it's a long way back now to the rest. So...
yeah, top 5 will have a good chance to stay up there in top 5.
Yep, I mean, we have a double points medal race, so, you know, still anything could happen. But at the moment, the old-timers, the big names of these World Championship finals, Alex K, Azer, F7, Chico Pimelo, KGR, dominating the field right now after 6 races. Straight on to race number 7 now, and it's the Nacra 17, another super fast boat.
Yeah, we know this from the Olympics also. It's a catamaran, foiling catamaran, and we are doing a heavy wind race in 23 knots. And when this boat is normally sailed with 2 persons, mixed crew during the Olympic class. And here today we're doing it with a reach start, with the wind from the side. And with this boat, I discussed with some competitors earlier, it's very important to catch the shifts, but it will be tricky on this short course because we maybe have only 1 shift on the upwind and so on. But yeah, important to keep an eye on the wind shifts out there on the water.
Important to keep an eye on the upwind leg as well. The Nacra 17 performs really well upwind. That's where you can get a good advantage over your opponent. We have all 12 sailors in the arena right now, ready for race 7 of 9.
Yeah, they're doing their...
And that's the man to catch, Alex K, our overall leader.
There he is, our French, 1 or 2 French sailors wanted, of course, to take the 3rd win in a row for the French Sailing Federation.
And Alex K equal on points with 2nd placed Azer, but Alex K has 3 victories in this competition. Azer only has 1, and that is why Alex K has the advantage on the leaderboard. Minute to go.
Yeah. Here they are. You can see how fast these boats are circulating in the starting area. Here in Stockholm, we have about 20 knots of wind right now. The predicted wind strength is 23. Here is the starting line, reaching start. And this boat has the Jennaker compared to the F50 earlier, so it's also important to choose whether to hoist the Jennaker or not in the start.
We shall see what tactics they use. And sometimes it's so fast and small compared to the F50. It's almost like watching, I don't know, some sort of Star Wars game, you know?
Yeah, it really is. And the first reach leg here is really, really short. So I think it will be really important for them to catch the starting line as the clock goes to 0.
Okay, so the brakes were on. They're now releasing those brakes with 10 seconds to go so that they hit that start at maximum speed, but obviously not too early, and they're looking good at the moment. There's a penalty there between Harder and Chico Pimelo as they came together, and we'll see them slow as they reach that first mark on the reach, nice and fast. We got 24 knots of breeze.
We have another penalty on Ramon Perez. Ramon Perron. Sorry, now I got totally wrong with the names. Ramon there. But now down on the downwind, F7 in the lead.
So a really short downwind leg to this first gate. Round they go, F7 out in front. Then it's Valista 42, Carlos Parejo in 3rd. Just waiting for the fleet to settle a little bit, and we'll work out what the exact positioning is. There's a good shot. So over on that right-hand side, F7 and Carlos Parejo with the lead, and 5 boats choosing to stay off to the left-hand side of the course.
Yeah, here is Lisa 42 and Attila Kila out on the left-hand side. And hoping there for more wind to come, and maybe when you look on the radar up on the upper left corner, it might be more wind on the left hand side. That might be an advantage for the boats out there. F7 and Antila and Kila. We'll see now. It will be more wind out there on left hand side now as they cross the ley line. But here on the right hand side, starboard side, they attack now, have crossed the ley line. And on this boat we have a gate rounding up there. So that it's 2 marks that they should pass between each other and round from inside to outside. But now the question is, the right hand side with less wind or port side, left side with more wind? Which one will be first? First will be F7 from Great Britain, crossing the left mark up there in the lead. In second we have Azur with the pink Dienaker. And then the Italian one is the 42. Yeah, this is really tight now on the downwind. Here is Alex K in second position right now. And then we have the top standings between them. F7 on the other side and Alex K here closest to the camera. But it's a big advantage, about 150 meters for F7 right now down here. It's closer, about second position between Azur and Alex K.
Yeah, I mean, for the Britain F7 sitting in fourth, 6 points behind the French pair, it's not just about winning it as well. He's got to hope that those behind him, those French sailors, just stop performing or perform less well. But right now, look at that. They're side by side and chasing the Britain down in this NACRA race.
Yeah, Alex K does attack here. Tries to cover an SGR 88 behind them also. Here on the second upwind.
Now, SGR 88 of Sweden putting in another good performance, sitting in 6th place at the moment, but really close for 4th, 5th and 6th.
Yeah, up here now we can see the starboard ley line, those lines coming out there. And here we have Harder from Brazil into this race in 11th position. Right now here in 6th in this race. SGR 88 doing her attack on the starboard side. But in the top, into the second upwind mark is F7 from Great Britain.
So F7 growing his lead and will be unconcerned really by the chasing fleet. He's just got to keep a level head and seal this race as the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th goes on between the 2 French sailors and the Italian, Velista 42.
Yeah, down here now to this last mark. 42 in 3rd position. Important to keep their position now, not losing any points.
So it's a victory for F7, right behind Azur, Velista 42 and Alex K takes 4th. Good result for the Brazilian, his best of this competition in 5th place. SGR 88 in 6th. Another top 10 finish for the Swede. Confirmation then of the results. Kazuki was 7th. Ramon Parejo 8th. And look how close that was. 16 seconds for 6th, 7th and 8th. A second behind that, KGR. Chico Pimello with 10th. That will cost him dearly in the overall rankings. Carlos Parejo 11th and Tila Aquila of Poland 12th. There we go. So race 7 sees Azur hold on to that lead, but it's been cut to 2 points. Alex K, sorry, they were equal on points, weren't they? Sorry, he's grown the lead by 2 points. Alex K on 25 now. F7 moves up to 3rd above Chico Pimello.
Yeah, it's really tight up there, but he looks pretty confident there. Calm.
Yep, his t-shirt matches his spinnaker and sail colour.
Pink outfit is his thing.
Yep. It's all about how you look. It's not just about how you sail, you know.
Yeah.
Well done to Azair and Alex Kay. The two of them won the championship. Azair won it last year. He's the defending champion. Alex Kay won it the year before that. Will France win it for a third time running?
Looks good for France right now.
It does.
One race in the Grand Series and then a medal race, so a lot of things can happen. But here we have the race number 8. We'll have a reaching course again with a long one this time, and it's in the F50, the boat and course we sailed in the 4th race. Same amount of wind, so they are pretty used to it now, I guess.
Yes, they are, and this is really a last chance to position yourself as best as possible before the double points medal race. So this is the penultimate race of this World Championship final, and we are just over a minute to the start. They're taking up their position at the very far boundary, and they will turn and face the start line, and they'll hold on to the brakes until about 10 seconds before in the F50, and then they'll release them and speed towards that start line. So we have to keep an eye out for is Azair, our overall leader, Alex Kay in 2nd place, F7 in 3rd overall, Chico Pimello trying to hold on to their shirt tails in 4th place, and then the Japanese doing well as well in 5th and 6th. So they're the leading boats to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go. We see the boats laying here, waiting for the time to tick, and soon they will release the button and sheet the sail in and get full speed ahead. Choose where they want to be on the starting line. Very important to keep away from those penalties. Here we are.
So, foot on the accelerator. They speed up. They should be hitting around about max speed about now, and a good start again from the Swedish woman, F7, the British, the Briton in 2nd, and a great start from KGR. But can he hold it around the mark? No, sneaks in on the inside, does F7, as the Japanese goes further to the right-hand side, but is on ley line. Going to have to see possibly another manoeuvre from the Briton, and we'll see how that plays out. Not long to go in this very short first downwind leg, and yes, F7 with the slight advantage over the Japanese. Then comes Chico Pimello, and the Swede sneaks in on the inside. Penalty for Ramon Parejo.
Impressive rounding from Sarah in SKR 88. She was sneaked in on the inside there and catched some positions.
Yeah, she's really hitting form in the latter stages of this competition. We'll keep an eye on her and her battle for 3rd place at the moment, but F7 is now trying to grow that lead, trying to keep out of trouble and getting to a position that is unassailable.
Yeah, here on the starboard side we have those boats using this area of boundaries, extra area to the boundaries, so they don't need to tack so fast. We see the ley line on starboard side, but F7 doing it really, really well here on this first upwind. And remember, the white lines are boundaries, they are not allowed to enter them, then they get an automatic penalty from the system.
Slightest of leads for the British boat, ahead of Japan. Final turn into the mark there.
Not that big distance anymore for F7, but he is in the lead around this gate number 2.
And watch Alex Kay as he closes in on the Japanese boat. It's got to be a good, clean manoeuvre from KGR to maintain his advantage.
Yeah, now we have the long downwind here with F7 in the lead, ahead of KGR and Alex Kay in 3rd position. Can Alex Kay send some wind shadow on KGR? It's interesting to see here.
So the 3 leading boats have breathing space now, and I think for Azair and Chico Pimello that we're watching here, in the centre of the screen, they'll be hoping that there's a battle goes on between Alex Kay and KGR so that it slows them down. Or maybe one of them will make a mistake or pick up a penalty, and that'll give Azer and Chico Pimelo the chance to close in on them and maybe take that third place.
Yeah, F7 makes his tack here, and KGR passes him behind, continues out on the starboard side. And Alex K still in third position, but not that much distance between KGR and Alex K. I think that will be the most interesting duel here out on the water.
As they're covering Chico Pimelo in the middle of the fleet.
But Sarah from Sweden in fourth position, even in this race. She have done a really good sailing in the last races here, and also in this race number 8.
Carlos Parejo and Harder fighting their own battle in 10th and 9th place. Kazuki just watching off the starboard side, waiting for a chance to make a move.
Here we have a crossing, tight crossing. Chico Pimelo was behind there.
I think the cross went okay. We didn't see any penalties.
No,
it was okay.
It was a tight one, but a good and tight one.
Yeah.
And we love the tight ones. It's what we want to see.
Well, meanwhile, F7 is way out in front and is going to take this race with a 300-meter lead. But this battle is really close for second and third. There's also a really good battle going on for 5th and 6th. But let's follow second and third as F7 of Great Britain crosses that finish line. Alex Kay will be relieved that he's finished in third. That'll keep him ahead, I think, of F7 in the overall leaderboard. A great result for KGR of Japan, his best result of these finals. Chico Pimelo in 5th, just behind Azer. Carlos Parejo will take 6th. Another good result for another top 10 finish for SGR 88. Harder finishes 9th. Ramon Parejo ends 9th, and Velista 42 behind that.
Yeah, here's the confirmation. F7 in top, KR and LXK. That's the 3 podium positions in this race. And here we can see the rest of them.
Yeah, that 5th place finish for Chico Pimelo, that could be vital when we get to see the overall leaderboard, I think. So, 8 races completed. We have the double point medal race coming up, and this is how they will go into the medal race, with Azer just a point ahead of Alex Kay, and a point further back is F7 of Great Britain. 2 points separating first from third. This is going to be a monster medal race for the podium. Then it's 9 points further back to Chico Pimelo. And really, I need to do the maths, but certainly the top 4 there in with a chance of a medal.
Yeah, this is a really wonderful sailing we have to wait for in this medal race. And to be clear, every one of them, all 12 of them, will be able to sail this race. Everyone is qualified for the medal race. And it's double points. So the first one to finish will get 2 points, second 4, and so on until the 12th one will get 24. So a lot of things can happen.
So those further down the fleet, I mean, how do you race this? You know, further down the fleet, I guess you just try and sail your best possible race and hope that the leading pack of 4 boats get into such a fight between themselves that they have a disastrous medal race. I guess that's what you got to hope for.
Yeah, and I think the tricky thing is for the top 3 or top 4 boats that they cannot focus on one boat because it's so tight. So I think that all of them just want to sail their own race and focus and be first to finish. That's the easiest way for them to do this.
Yeah. Well, the top 3 all in with a chance for gold.
And Alec, I send you out here to do to have some chat with the sailors out there before we do this medal race. We have these 12 sailors who are gathered here in Red Bull Gameswear in Stockholm for this eSailing World Championship Final 2024, and we will in a couple of minutes have this final medal race where we have these double points, which means that the first one to finish gets 2 points instead, and second gets 4, and so on, until the 12th one who gets 24. This is eSailing in the app and web game that's called Virtual Regatta Inshore, and it's free for you to play on at home. So after we have finished this race, you can download the app to your phone or a tablet or play it online. But now we go over to Alec out in the gaming sphere.
Yes, here we are in the main arena. I'm with F7 of Great Britain, sitting in third place, just 2 points behind the leader, Azair. First of all, sum up how it's going for you. You're in a great position, but how are you feeling it's gone?
To be honest, I've had massive connection issues, so it's been pretty hard because I've had to sort of account for connection problems all the races from the start. So some of them I've had a good start and been out in front, so I didn't have to worry about it. But when I'm in the mess, it's been difficult. So just kind of mentally, just.
So does that give us a clue on how you're going to approach the medal race? Are you just going to try and keep out of trouble?
Yeah. Well, we're all in a three-way match race, right? So whoever beats who out in the match race, because even 2 points in the medal race doesn't mean anything. So, and then there's also Chico there as well, and I didn't see there might be someone else close enough, 20 points within. So we'll see. I mean, it's just going to be whoever beats who, probably whoever wins the race, I would imagine. So we just got to watch out for Chico that we don't get in our own three-way battle, and then he ends up winning. So
it's an exciting race. Feeling the nerves a little bit?
Not really. I just like good connection.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll work on that. Right. So, sitting in second place at the moment, Alex Kay. How are you feeling? You're looking really focused. You've got more wins than anybody else. So, happy or disappointed that you're a point behind the leader?
No, really happy because really happy of.
Coming closer.
Really happy of how it went till the eighth race, and for sure there's a lot of pressure on that last race, but I'll try to sail my own course and go fast.
Tactics for this big match race, the final medal race?
Tactics is not to take it as a match race, I think.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's just move this way to the end. Where Harder from Brazil is here. We spoke yesterday, and you remembered that the last time you were in the big competition, you felt quite nervous. We've seen your performance improve through this final. Do you feel you've relaxed more into it?
Yeah, I think I'm more relaxed, but I could not adapt in my game for tonight. So I'm trying, but the thing doesn't work. And let's see what I can do in medal race to improve my results.
Your wife's come all the way from Brazil to support you here. She's here. She's cheering you on, and there's a lot of support as well on the chat. We're watching on Discord and YouTube. What's your message to the fans and family who are supporting you?
Wow, really thanks for my wife to support me here. And thanks for my friends here. Thanks for all Brazilians. So I'm trying my best. Maybe not today, but I will come stronger.
Okay, I was hoping Azair, our overall leader, would appear, but I think he's taking a break right now. So it's back to you, Jan.
I think that to do this, you have to be mad.
It's not just a race, it's an adventure. And we're the last few adventurers.
Il n'y a pas vraiment de mots pour définir cette course. Il faudrait presque un dictionnaire entier.
Well, here I am the second time in the Vendée Globe, and I thought I would be more relaxed, but I'm not.
Tellement ça peut être long et difficile à des moments.
There are risks in the race like the Vendée Globe, so all you can do is manage these risks.
I don't know how I'm gonna feel out there. So much is unknown.
Moi, j'essaye toujours de me dire, l'inconnu, c'est une opportunité pour que ça reste positif, quoi, et que ça paralyse pas de peur.
Et aussi une des plus grandes aventures humaines qui reste sur la planète.
That's when you know we're mad. When I say I talk to my boat, it's more than a friend, it's your whole planet.
I really struggle to be alone, but I also really like to challenge myself.
We're the first sailors to semi-fly around the world.
It was a 3 years preparation for the team, but at the end, I will be alone. Quand on a touché le fond, on ne peut pas descendre plus bas. On lâche rien et on se bat jusqu'au bout, comme dans la vie en général.
You have to raise the Vendée Globe for yourself. It has to be for you.
Welcome back to the Red Bull Gaming Sphere in Stockholm. We're live at the 2024 eSailing World Championship final. And this man here, Azair, sitting to my left, is the man to catch. But only 1 point separates you from second, and 2 points separates you from third. We've spoken to those sailors already. Let's hear from you. How are you going to approach this?
I have no clue. It's been a few medal races that I enter and I'm first, but I think 4 years ago I entered it also the same position first with a super small lead and I finished fifth. So I hope I will not jinx it tonight and do the same. But it's just like we're starting again. Whoever finishes first into Farley, Alex or I, has a good chance to win the overall.
Okay, one more question because we want to get this final medal race underway. So how are you going to approach it? Are you going to stay out of the match race? Are you going to try and stay out of trouble? Or are you going to go in aggressive? They're only sitting across the room, so, give it away.
Should they? I have no idea. Honestly, perhaps try to penalize both of them. Perhaps just chill in my corner and hope that they have a bad start. I think it will be very random, unfortunately. But I'll give it my best.
I don't think you know how to chill in a corner. Good luck. Back to you, Johan.
Yeah, then we're back here. And it's time for the next race, the last race, the final medal race here. And we can see it. It's in J70, and it's a short one, an upwind medium course with 23 knots of winds. And we just got a thumbs up from the race officer. I think we will soon be running this starting procedure. It's important now for them. Here we have the results. It's Azair in the lead, 1 point ahead of Alex K and F7 as 1 point behind more. And then it's 9 points to Chico Pomelo. And we should remember, all the 12 sailors are in the medal race, and it's double points. So with the first one to finish gets 2 points, second gets 4, and so on until the 12th one who gets 24. So a lot of things can happen if you don't end up in top of the race.
And if you're watching at home, hope you've got a calculator if you're trying to work out second, third, fourth, fifth. But ultimately, amongst the top three, whoever finishes ahead of the other will win. So we're just waiting for all sailors to join the arena.
Yeah, we have some technical issues. Some of them fell out from the arena. And here we have one of our two female sailors, Natalia Priva, whose sailor name is Akira Antila, and preparing for her last race this day. As soon as the race officials press the button to start, we have 1 minute and 20 seconds to go to the starting signal. And
yeah, so thing to keep an eye out for on this J70 is pretty fast and very maneuverable, which is why it's so popular in eSailing, and I guess why we started and why we're finishing in this program with the J70. And it's the downwind legs really that'll often make the difference between winning and losing. So we'll see how it goes as we just wait for everyone to be happy and let the race committee know that they're ready to go. But SGR88, what a great performance from her.
yeah, it's her second female sailor, and right now in sixth position. Pretty far behind, 33 points from the lead, but yes, a lot of things can happen, and sixth position, I think she is happy about that.
And at 36 years old, the oldest of the finalists as well. I'm sure she won't like us saying that, but I think it's significant because she's 36, our youngest is 17.
Yeah, the gaming gamers are young, yeah. And
well, we've had a world champion, Velista 71, a few years back, who was in his early 50s. So a real range of ages. And the great thing is as well is how many nations are represented. 8 countries in these finals from 3 continents. So the eSailing game really spreading across the globe.
Yeah, and now the starting procedure for this medal race is up and running. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go to the start. important for them now to keep their position and crossing the starting line as the signal goes. Here we have the starting area. We can see the red thick starting line, and they want to cross that line in about 47 seconds with full speed ahead.
So the boats to keep a close eye on. Our leading 3 overall who are going for gold is Azair of France with the pink sail on the right there. Alex Kay, the other French competitor with the yellow star on his sail in the middle of your screen, and F7 of Great Britain, who is at the top of the screen with the light blue or kind of just off-white sail at the top of the screen there next to Poland and Italy. They're our leading 3. Don't forget Chico Pimello, who's in the green and the red. And we're into the 10 seconds now.
Yeah, it's really
to the
tight.
Start. It's really tight on this start line. And we are go in the medal race of the 2024 World eSailing Championship.
2 early starters in Carlos Pereiro and Harder, I think it was, who needed to go and start again. Costful for them. But the one who's starting the best is Lisa 42 and F7 and Alex K up in the top. Out on the left-hand side, I think we have all 3 of them.
Yep, so F7 and Alex K. And Azair down in 6th right now. But they're all bunched up at the top of the screen, heading towards the out towards that right ley line. And there's slightly more breeze over on this left side, though.
Yeah, we can see this darker area on the water. Here we clearly can see it. It's really much darker there, and that will be an advantage for F7 and the other guys on the port side, the left side here on the course. Very important for them to catch that extra wind. We can also see on this wind angles up on the left-hand corner that the wind is shifting to left to port side, and then it's even better to be in the F7's position. And with this result we have right now in the graphic, that would mean that F7 would be the world champion.
Well, he's been silver medalist at the last 2 World Championship finals, so can he finally go one better and take the golds? Well, still plenty of racing to go in this medal race as we head upwind for the first time.
Yeah, we'll see. The wind shifted to right now, and then the results got completely changed for a moment. Interesting to see now for Liz 42 and F7 on the left-hand side. Will they be able to get in there from port side? Still a bit more wind, I think, on the left side.
Yeah, difficult to judge. It's kind of the wind's shifting away from them now and getting lighter, I think. But closest to us, Ballista 42 of Italy, Lorenzo Sorrenti from Genoa, multinational champion in eSailing.
Yeah, now we can see out on the left side we have F7 in a really good position still. The question is what happens when the guys tack over to starboard tack to have the wind from right side of boat. Then F7 should keep clear of them. Will he be able to get there into the mark? Now,
Ballista well positioned here to go round in first. And it was really close between second and third, F7 and Alex K. And it looks like Alex K picked up the penalty there.
Alex K got the penalty of the Japanese boat, and I was saying that was the one that saved F7, because if Alex K wouldn't have that penalty, then it wouldn't be possible for F7 to get in there. A little bit of luck for him there.
And that's what you need sometimes to seal the deal. Let's see if it's enough, though, for him to take gold. As Ballista 42 launches the spinnaker, heads downwind, the race speeds up, and so does the breeze. We're up to almost 28 knots now. And the boat's hitting 15, 16 knots as they manoeuvre into to the ley line to head towards that downwind mark. And I was just taking a closer look at F7, who's closing in, I think, on Ballista. And KGR of Japan doing really well in this medal race. Third place for him at the moment. And second place is his best result so far of this final.
Yeah, this will be really interesting. We'll have 1 lap to go for the top boats as we get down to the first gate here. And it is Velista 42 in the lead, followed by F7 and KGR from Japan.
Halfway through this medal race, it is in second place, F7 of Great Britain, and that puts him in the gold medal position with just 2 more legs of this World Championship to go. As KGR chases in third, Alex Kay needs to get ahead of the Briton if he wants to take gold. Then comes Azair in fifth, and at the moment it's going to be gold for Britain and silver and bronze for Alex Kay and Azair. Chico Pimello doing his best, trying to work his way up the fleet. Started the race 4th overall, but right now he's out of the medal running.
Yeah, we can see F7 Archer Farley here in the corner of the screen. He looks concentrated. Yeah, he's sitting, almost jumping in the chair. Yeah, this will be really interesting on this second upwind now. And as we see F7 cross ahead there of Alex K, right? Yeah.
I was just trying to find on the screen Velista 42. Oh, there he is, just ahead of the Briton as we look at that picture. So there's nothing in it between first and second in the medal race, but there's everything in it between F7 and Alex Kay, because remember, F7 in that gold medal position at the moment. Right, let's have a look a little bit further back. Chico Pimello has dropped to 7, so a good performance here in the medal race from Kazuki of Japan, now up into 6th, and Azair is, well, he's slowly slipping out of that, out of the chance of gold and silver at this rate.
Yeah, it really looks like right now, and the guys this will be about, I think it is F7, who is a really good chance now. He just goes behind of Velista 42, and F7 makes his tack here, and it's a bit of distance between him and both Alex K and Azair. So yeah, it's getting to look really good for F7 here. And we can see now on the last downwind, if in this angle, it will be better for them to go out on the right side. I think it looks like it's a bit more wind there. If they can catch that gust, it will be interesting. Yeah, Velista 42 doesn't agree with me, so he does the jibe, and we'll see if Art Farley, the F7 here, if he likes. Yeah, he tries this track out to the bit more wind here. They missed the biggest gust out there, but I think it is a little bit of more wind there.
So Arthur Farley, F7, going out to that right-hand side. I think, well, we'll see how it pans out. But right now, he's not interested necessarily in winning the medal race. He just wants to stay out of trouble and stay ahead of Alex Kay and Azair. They're the only ones who can take that gold medal away from him now as they head down this right-hand side of the course towards the finish line. Velista 42 of Italy, Lorenzo Sorrenti, looking for his first victory of this these finals. He's had a second and a third, but he's looking for that first victory, and it looks like he might get it right now. Throwing his dirty wind over the Briton, who moves away.
This will be really tight, and the most important thing for both of them is to keep out of penalties. They don't want to have penalties and lose another boat.
So it's bow to bow as they come into the finish line for this final medal race of the World Championship. And F7 crosses the line, and that means he is our new world champion. And I think he's just trying to let it sink in as we watch him on the screen. But further back, the battle for silver and bronze between Alex Kay and Azair has seen them drop to 10th and 11th. And does that mean Chico Pimello, who's moved into 4th, has a chance for a medal? We're going to have to wait until the official maths is done and we see the numbers. But it's looking really interesting for 2nd and 3rd, for silver and bronze. But our world champion in 2024 is Arthur Farley of Great Britain, F7. Look at that, 11th and 12th in the end between Alex Kay and Azair. We obviously followed our world champion across the line, but there was a real old war going on at the back for second and third.
Between the two French boats. Yeah, and I think we'll get the results in now from the race officials.
We'll wait until we can show you. There we go, confirmation that it is gold for Great Britain at last after 2 silvers in the last 2 World Championships. Arthur Farley finally takes the gold. Alex Kay will take silver here in Stockholm, and that fight that he had with Azair that saw Azair finish, I think, last in that final medal race, means that Azair, our defending world champion, is out of the medals here in Stockholm. Chico Pimello, great performance from him. He takes the bronze. But there is our overall leader.
Yeah, overall leader F7 Arthur Farley from Great Britain is the winner of the World Championship in eSailing 2024. The final was here in Stockholm this weekend, this Sunday afternoon, and we see him happy there, getting to think about his win. And right now Alec have got over there to him, and I hand over to you, Alec, for an interview with our world champion.
Yes, I'm going to walk here, just walk into the shot. Arthur, congratulations.
Yeah.
At last, after 2 silver medals.
Yep, absolutely.
I think it's 4th time trying.
Yeah, 4th in a row, and yeah, 2 silvers, quite close with it, Tristan. And yeah, I just went for it, actually. I just went for the pin, smashed the left, try and eliminate any issues with connection with boat on boat. And then I got a little bit lucky that I crossed Alex. I wouldn't have got a pen off of him, but because he got a pen off of whoever it was, I think it was KGR, it meant that then they wouldn't attack me on the downwind and I was free to go. So it made, basically after that pen, I won the event. So
good tactics there. How have you felt, ignoring the technical side of it for you personally, how have you felt the competition has been this year?
I mean, it's as strong as we've ever had it, right? There's I wouldn't say there's any slackers in this group. Ones that have had a really good semi-final and managed to qualify. No, all of these guys. There isn't really a guy that shouldn't be here, or girl. But yeah, no, it's really high level, and I mean, that reflects it in the points. I mean, I had quite a low scoring series, actually, and it was still hard to beat these two because we were always at the front. I mean, I had 2 wins at the end, and I still didn't really gain any points. So
we'll come back to you for the prize giving in a moment.
I'm not sure how the results aren't right at the minute, so they're just correcting the results.
Okay. But you're definitely our world champion. We'll worry about the points exactly in a moment. I think they're just working those out. I know you probably don't feel like speaking to me right now, Alex, but you're obviously very disappointed, very upset. I can see you're still shaking. Can you just talk us through that final race and what happened?
Yes, I think it was looking good for second place till that last downwind where we went into a stupid fight, I think, and that let KGR and Chico go away. So we both lost the podium on that last downwind. So yeah, really disappointed.
How were you pulled into that fight, do you think? Because I think you started before the race saying it was about sort of not match racing.
Yes, that was the key, I think. There was not much of match racing in this race from Arthur, for example. And yeah, getting out of the fight was the best option. But yeah, after a really good qualifying, it's really disappointing to finish on this medal race.
Okay, well, after your gold medal a couple of years ago, you've now got this silver as well. So
I'm not sure about the results.
We're still waiting to find that out, are we? Okay, I'm looking at a screen that's telling me you're on silver, but we'll wait and see then. Chico Pimello currently sitting in third place. Johan, we'll come back to you, and then we'll we'll come back here to the gaming hub in a moment.
Had some big issues with the results. We have had some big issues with the results here. It got wrong with these double points, and now we have a new updated results list, and it's so unfortunately because we said some silver and bronze medalists that was not correct. Here we have the correct results. The winner is still from Great Britain, F7. But the second place, the silver medalist in this World Championship this year is Chico Pomelo from Portugal. And the third place goes to KGR from Japan. That's our 3 podium places, our 3 medals goes to Great Britain, Portugal and Japan. And we will now prepare for the prize giving in just a minute or two out in the gaming arena. And we are here in Stockholm at the world's largest gaming arena at Red Bull Gaming Sphere, and we see the results once again. We can see that in 4th place we got Alex K, Azur in 5th, and Velista 42 in 6th place. In 7th we have Kazuki from Japan. In 8th we have Carlos Parejo from Spain. In 9th place we have the first female SKR88 from Sweden. 10th place goes to Ramon Parejo from Spain. 11th to Harder from Brazil. And in 12th we have Aquila Antila from Poland. That's our final results. We apologize for the results issues we had there, but now they are double checked and calculated, and we have our 3 medalists that are ready for the medal ceremony really soon. And it looks like we should hand over to Alec out in the arena, who have one of our medalists with you.
Yes, well, the discussions continue here in the arena over those final points, but I think we're finally settled on those medal colours, with Chico Pomelo taking silver, which, given you were in 4th going into that medal race, is an extraordinary result.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous before the medal. It was quite hard to beat those 3 guys, and after the start, when I saw them at the top of the table, was I cannot get it. Luckily, they fought it, and it came my way.
You were nervous before that medal race. Did you believe you could do it?
No, I was saying actually to Acere that it's impossible to 3 of them get screwed on the race. So, but yeah, it worked.
I mean, you had a very solid medal race. It wasn't outstanding. I mean, ultimately, it comes down to that fight on the final leg between the 2 French boats.
Yeah, luckily they fought it. I really didn't understand what were they doing, but yeah, it was great. It was great.
Well, they're very upset. We're sorry for them, but congratulations to you. Silver medal. A silver medal for Portugal.
Yeah, another one. In 2021 was the first one, now the second. Yeah, but feeling good. Great result.
Okay. Well done. Back to you, Johan.
Thank you, Alec. And the winner in this year World Championship in eSailing is the guy who have won silver 2 times in a row. It is Arthur Farley from Great Britain with the game name Farley, LF7. And he is now in winner with totally 13 points. He got the win here before Chico Pomelo and KGR from Japan. And we are still waiting for the prize giving ceremony to take place out here in the gaming sphere in Stockholm. And this has been a fantastic eSailing weekend here in Stockholm, with both this event going on here and also the DreamHack, the world biggest gaming fair in Stockholm for the first time this year. And we have been there with the Swedish Sailing Federation and hosting tryouts for the eSailing in this app, and a lot of new eSailors have started their career during this weekend. And today we have done these 8 races in different boat classes, and the last medal race here that had double points, which meant that the first one to finish got 2 points, and continue and so on in the results. But now we should go out in the arena again to Alec.
Well, we've heard from the gold medalist, silver medalist. Here's our bronze medalist, KGR from Japan. Finally a medal in the World Championship final for a Japanese sailor.
Yes, I'm just very happy, and yeah, so I should say I'm too lucky today, but yeah, this is the result. I practiced a lot this year, yeah.
And you did finish third in that medal race, so it was a good result when it had to be, when you really needed it. It was you got the good result, probably your best result actually, of the final, in that medal race when it was very important.
What was very important? So I didn't choose the start position too much. So otherwise, instead of that, so I wanted to start the very good timing. So that's all. Yes.
Well, very well done. I think Japan has a lot of eSailors, and we saw Kazuki, your teammates, also come through to the final. Just 17 years old, so there's a big future for Japan. We've seen you perform very well in the Nations Cup as well. Yeah, so it's great news for you guys. Congratulations, well done. We're going to move out of the way because they want to do the prize giving right here in about a minute's time. if you can hear me. Yes, welcome back to the Red Bull Gaming Sphere here in Stockholm for the moment that it's what it's all for, the prize giving. We're handing out the checks and the trophies right now. To do that, Olof Gerenande from the Swedish Sailing Federation, welcome. Wow, how was that for a close race?
Oh, it was exactly as exciting that I wanted it to be, and I think it was a great event, and thank you very much for the cooperation with World Sailing and Virtual Regatta. We are very happy that we have the opportunity to cooperate and do this event. So, great sailing, you can say.
Absolutely, and congratulations to all our winners. Let's get them up. Let's start with our bronze medalist from Portugal, Chico Pimelo. I'm sorry, let's start that again. KGR from Japan, our bronze medalist. Yes, please come up. Well done, KGR of Japan, our bronze medalist. And now you can step aside for a moment and we'll get our silver medalists. And this time it is from Portugal, Chico Pimelo. Do you want a hand? So $3,000 for second place. Well done. Now, the big check for our gold medalist at the fourth attempt, Arthur Farley. From Great Britain, F7. Okay, so we'll get all our winners on for the photo shoot. Whilst they do that and they're choreographed and they sort that out, Johan and I are going to wrap up the show because our time is up here at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere in Stockholm. It's been fantastic. Enjoyed it?
Yeah, it has been amazing. Thank you all the sailors for this fantastic show. It has been so fun to watch this tight racing.
It has. It's been fascinating. Great championship final. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next year. We'll leave you with these guys.